get up to today? What am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhaps it's time I went looking.
If there is aught you wish to know of vacations, mayhap I can advise you. Should you dedicate yourself, try them, as you like. Very well. There is no... But I shan't take up any more of your...
So this is where you've been. Come with me to the village entrance. The Watchhead's waiting for you.
We may benefit from pursuing the information.
Oh, have you some business with the apothecary, sir? Dreadful sorry if I was in your way. Oh, no, I'm not lost or naught, sir. You needn't worry yourself on my account. I'm an apothecary in training, you see. My family runs a little shop in Vernworth. So when I heard tell of a medicine only to be found in this village, I thought I'd come and fetch some for us. Made the journey all by myself as well, if you can believe it. But, well, as luck would have it, I've not enough gold for the medicine. 'Twill be a shame to return empty-handed after coming all this way. But what more can I do? What? You do that? I suppose there's no harm in that. If you're really sure. Oh, sir, I'd be most grateful. Seems my luck's not as rotten as I thought. I'll wait right...
We could make the fruit reborant ourselves, or simply purchase some Aruna's apothecary here in Mel.
Hello again, sir. Say, have you brought some fruit roborant for me? Oh, so this is what it looks like. Brilliant. Many thanks, sir. I haven't much to offer in return, but I'll be sure to tell Grandfather what you did for us. He'll want to reward you proper-like, I'll bet.
One could not have hoped for a gladder outcome.
Might I interest you in my humble... wares? Hope to see you again.
Not buying. That's just as well. Better to be selective than wasteful.
Here at the inn, we also offer changes of vocation for those who seek it. I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something? Do come again.
This might be worth a read.
Here at the inn, I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something?
Always a pleasure.
Just yonder. Looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
To do. He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhaps it's time I went looking. Is that you, Norbert? Oh, fie. Wait, listen. Would you brave fool said he was going to look for her? I'd go and search for him myself. I'm not afraid of monsters. So I thought, please, sir. I worry for my brother. Many thanks. Go into the forest. And this won't work, will it? But my brother and I are the only ones who... I suppose there's only one thing. I'll have to show you the way. Just be alert. The monsters of the forest have changed since the dragon's attack. I'll need you to watch over me, keep me safe. You will, won't you? Right. In we go, then.
Let us make haste, that no life may be lost on our account. In relation to that, we've traveled for some time without a mage in our party.
Seems naught ever goes right. this place at all. This is a good spot. Let's stop here a moment. I've camped here with my brother many a time.
Naught like a feast to get you ready for bed. One might confidently call that a resounding victory. This is generally used as a material.
Can anyone hear me?
Norbert, are you hurt?
This one's ours, and make no mistake. I'd thought I was done for.
Ah, it was a near thing. How are you feeling?
I think I'll be all right. But if you hadn't come for me, Thanks, Ian.
Save your thanks, Norbert. I'm your brother. And I ought to have come sooner.
From where I'm standing, all that matters is that you made it in time. Anyway, I'm eager to be rid of this place. Let's return to the village, shall we? The sooner the better. I've got to deliver these medicinal herbs to the people who need them.
Ah, you'll hear no complaints from me. Let's be off then.
There is no telling what perils we may face. We must be ready to protect our charge at a moment's notice.
I'm just glad to live.
Yes, Master.
Back at last. That was an ordeal.
Aye, I'm exhausted, but I can rest after I've delivered these herbs. I'll be back soon.
Good on you. Just take care. You wonder why I don't follow him? So long as he stays away from that forest, he'll be fine on his own. When my brother told me he was going to fetch those herbs, I refused to join him. Said it was too dangerous. What with the monsters acting strangely of late. And I was right. Mayhap none of this would have happened had I only gone with him. My brother is always the one taking the initiative, while I stand around with my hands in my pockets. But today's misadventure showed me that the path forward is the one with fewer regrets. If we manage to save Norbert, and perhaps that's all that matters. Still, I can't help but wonder if I couldn't have spared him some of the pain and fear he suffered. If I'd only steeled myself sooner. So from now on, I'm going to trust in my own instincts. Ne'er again will I let fear stop me from doing what I know to be right.
With Sir Norbert safely returned, Melv shan't lack for medicinal herbs. 2 good deeds in one, you might say.
Ah, you've returned. Good timing, too. I have questions for you. First and foremost, will you... My thanks. Are you ready to depart? Very well. Speak with me once you...
Hale, if you've a moment to spare, I'd like a word. As you can see, we're rebuilding. A task that can always benefit from another pair of hands. What say you? Would you be willing to help? Excellent. You're a good sort. I'll not soon forget this. Here's what I need from you. A bask of saurians has made their nest outside the village. Though they're yet to cause any harm, their proximity makes the villagers uneasy. I'd like to enlist your aid in driving them away. I've prepared some explosive casks and left them by the village entrance. Use them to send the saurians scattering.
A saurian nest so near the village is worrying indeed. Let us see the explosive casks there as quickly as we may. Saurians, Master!
Can't work as late as I used to anymore.
Well, that appears to have sent some of the beasts reeling, at least. To finish the job, I'd have you drop a jar of poison into their nest. With any luck, the Saurians will realize that they chose a perilous spot, but pray, take care not to drop it in the river. The villagers use that water on a daily basis. You must make sure your aim is true. Are we clear? Good. You'll find the jars of poison just outside the village.
Well done, Master. Those Saurians shan't dare approach the village for some time, thanks to your efforts.
You've done as I asked, I see. Many thanks for your efforts. And I must say, you've a fine arm. I couldn't have done better myself. Watching you got me thinking. Mayhap you've the sense to inherit the skills I possess. Or perhaps 'tis a little early for such talk. In any event, thanks to the work you've done for us today, the rebuilding efforts ought to proceed apace. And for that, I'm grateful.
Our task is complete.
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Good. Then let us be on our way.
Flame at any cost of it. You have been doused in oil. I did my best to match your skill, Master.
Arisen is the lawful ruler of Vermund. So it has always been. To claim the title is to claim the throne. Yet, not all claims are true. Our kingdom sees many pretenders, and they are not dealt with lightly. There's still one. Regardless, do well not to invite.
My aim would prevail, Master. Arisen, are you all right? An obstacle blocks our way. Perhaps we might remove it by force. I'm ready to attack, Master. Might I be of assistance? We've got goblins! We trounced our foe well and true. Very well. I shall return.
Hold here a moment. I shall bid them open the gate.
Who's that you've brought with you, Watchhead, sir?
An Arisen, by all appearances.
An Arisen? Another pretender, you mean? I see the Sovereign's ascension has done little to stop such charlatans from plying their trade.
'Tis uncertain. This one commands the loyalty of the pawns.
What? Impossible. You know as well as I do that there can be but one Arisen, and he's up in the palace.
I'm well aware of how preposterous the idea is, thank you. However, as I do not believe it my place to rule on such a matter, I would make my report to the capital. If the claim is false, we will be rewarded handsomely for our trouble. If the claim is true, however, who can say? All's been arranged. Come, let us pass through the gate.
One never can have too many of these.
An ox cart was meant to meet us, yet 'tis nowhere in sight. Aught may have befallen it. Best we...
Pawns are... They're said to travel twixt the worlds. I'd not mind a journey.
Those recruits don't know pommel from point. As your pack becomes heavier, so too does your step. Perchance you ought to let a few things go.
Is everyone all right? More marks of the dragon's fury. Its rampage must have weakened the earth here.
Here we go again.
I dare say the cart shan't be traversing this. Onward! It might await us on the road ahead.
Quickly, Arisen. You must regain your footing. I suppose there can be no harm in bringing this along. By your command, Arisen. How are we to reach that place across the way? I'd wager there's aught to be found here. A fine place to harvest some ingredients. Well, we've eaten our fill. What say we settle our stomachs with a few hours' sleep?
If you don't mind, sir, I've my duty to attend to.
I trust we've all inspected our equipment. Let me get that. I shall come at once, Arisen.
What's this? We're trapped.
Aye! A Cyclops! To think we'd encounter one here of all places.
All together now! We attack the squad! Time we made the capital.
You have my gratitude, sir. 'Twould seem I misjudged you. I had taken you for another Force Arisen. Goodness knows we see a lot of them. Yet the value you showed in coming to our aid has dispelled such thoughts. Here, take this, as a mark of my trust. Give it to one of the sentinels stationed at the gates to the capital, and you'll be granted an audience with Captain Brandt. You're free to make your own way to the capital now. I see no need to keep you under constant watch. Of course, if you'd rather continue to accompany us, you are still welcome to join us on the ox cart. 'Tis your decision.
We are fortunate indeed. This is a rare find. I see a ladder yonder, but we can't reach it from here. We'll have to get up there and drop it down.
Ah, here's the cart now. Do you intend to join us? Very well. Board the ox cart and we'll be off.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Goblins! What rotten luck! We've need of your aid against her.
Goblins, Master! Keep on them. Now for the...
Seems we drove them off. You've my thanks for aiding us. Vernworth isn't far from here. Will you join us? All right. Into the ox cart.
We're setting out. Jump on if you're paid.
I was informed of your coming would be arisen.
Captain Brandt, this individual summoned a pawn through a rift stone. Several witnesses can attest to it. Though I admit I had my doubts at first. 'Twould seem this is no mere deceiver.
This one's not a bad sort. Saved our hides on the way here.
As decreed by the great will of our world, there can only be one arisen. That arisen now resides within the palace. Indeed, he is our sovereign and the rightful ruler of Vermont. It follows, therefore, that this ruffian before us is naught but a pretender. You must submit to questioning. If you value your life, you will not attempt to flee. I shall conduct the interrogation myself. Stand watch outside. I beg your forgiveness for my insolence, Your Majesty. If the Queen Regent had learned of your existence, I fear your life would have been in peril. I had no choice but to treat you as a pretender, lest my actions draw suspicion from watchful eyes. Then you have truly lost your memory? In that case, mayhap I ought to explain the situation before we proceed. You, and no other, are the sovereign. The only legitimate ruler of this kingdom. Some days past, you confronted the dragon in the village of Melv, whereupon you became arisen. The people rejoiced, for our true liege had finally appeared, and in Vermont's long years of council rule. Yet, not all celebrated your coming. Your arrival would have robbed the Queen Regent Disa of everything. During the time of the previous consul, she acted as a queen in her own right, ruling the palace as she saw fit. And just after the consul's passing, when 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found. To Disa, your Majesty's very existence is naught but an obstacle to her own family's continued prosperity. The assassination of the Arisen is an impossible feat for mortal hands. Thus, Disa chose to abduct your Majesty while you recovered from your wounds, in order to rob you of your memory with a fell curse and sell you to Batal as a slave. Following that, she prepared a replacement to serve as the Sovereign in your stead. A mere puppet. However, with your Majesty returned, I have no intention of twiddling my thumbs as Disa plays her games. I shall devise some plans to further our cause. Pray, visit me a night in the tavern that we might discuss them. This one's cleared of all suspicion, and has my permission to remain in the capital. You are to trouble the good sir no further. Are we clear?
Pray forgive me, I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Consign it! Get back here! You there! Did you see an urchin in a cap run past just now? Can you tell me which way he went? Many thanks. I'll catch that wretch yet.
You're a kind one, aren't you? 'Twould seem I am in your debt. In fact, there's aught I would ask of you if you've the time to spare.
Aha! There you are!
Oh, apologies, but our chat will have to wait. Till next we meet. Farewell.
The townspeople depend on me.
You don't need a permit to get into Batal. Just hide in the back of an ox cart, it works. Mind, you've got to avoid the guard's line of sight. But 'tis easy enough. I should know, I've done it. Some might find cleaning tedious, but not I.
One can never be too careful.
Time to be heading home.
Living's hard, but dreams are free.
Not sure why I patrol it.
If I could, I'd never leave.
I've just recalled a little tidbit I heard from the locals.
I'm dead on my feet after today's training.
Got to sweep and dust before I think of supper. My stomach's complaining. I'll have an early supper.
Wonder what rumors the day has in store.
Townspeople want to tend to stay training. I've trained for this.
Oh dear. What am I to do?
Straw ought to clear my mind, son.
Oh dear. What am I to do?
Lots to do.
This isn't much to go on. Got to sweep and dust before I think of supper. Mayhap I ought to ask around town. Hail, friend. Have you a spare moment? I've an eye for people, and my instincts tell me you're of trustworthy ilk. I'm in a bit of a quandary, you see. I'm to be gone for a week, with no one slated to mind the house in my stead. Fear not, I only ask your name to list as a tenant. You needn't bother yourself with the cleaning, and I don't expect you to stay cooped up in there neither. I'd be much obliged if you'd simply consider my home a waypoint on your travels. Sound appealing? Then come on by and have a look-see. I've taken the liberty of marking the location on your map.
I'll take any chance not to think on my troubles.
Suppose I best earn my keep.
You've come. Glad to see you, friend. So, what say you? Would you care to live here in my absence? As I've said, you needn't. Many thanks, friend. I knew I could count on you. I'll stop by again in a week's time, but till then, farewell.
We will find much better rest in an abode than out in the elements, methinks. Let us make good use of it while we can. We must rest, though the sun is still up. Now we've the vim to tackle the day ahead.
Days like this one are glad to be alive.
But fried, like.
Anywhere's better than the middle of the crowd.
I'd sooner stay out of battle, were it possible.
Waiting on that report. It seems... we must part ways for the time being.
new recruits could barely lift their sword.
Such quietude is a blessing.
Would that such peace.
I'm not sure what's best.
Are as discerning of time as
How to proceed? Up at dawn, done by dusk.
I'll take any chance not to think on my troubles.
Such
have a dozen
quietude
matters
is
to
a
see
blessing.
Always sets me to think, this place.
Dull days for us are a sign that all is well. Such quietude is a blessing.
Few other places.
I should... Very much like to rejoin you, Master.
afford another night.
If our destination is a distant one, travel by ox cart might be worth considering.
Would you stop and have a look? I've wares of every ilk. Idleness is a luxury I can rarely afford. Welcome, good sir. My services lie in the styling of hair and the painting of faces. Should you so desire, I can help you find your truest self. Peril on the roads puts a strain on my business. Much obliged, sir. Good day, sir. What might you be looking for?
Might as well take a look while you're here, eh?
This really is fine craftsmanship. This part's a little different. Oh, yes? I possess no ill intent. Those of other races differ so in design from our own. That's all 'tis, mind. And even if I did, it isn't as if I could purchase one. It would be no matter how they fascinate me. It isn't to be.
Well met, sir. Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the... foremost hospitality in... Much obliged.
This is nice. Fancy a look at my wares?
These foreign bows do so intrigue me, but I shall admire them from afar. You would simply give this to me? Oh, that is most generous. I would gladly accept it. You have my gratitude. Fascinating. 'Tis not dissimilar from an elven bow in make, and yet 'tis unlike one in near every respect. Such as this bowstring. It looks quite the same, but the tension is altogether different. I suppose that comes from using different materials. Why do you stare? Perhaps you find it absurd that of elven make. I suppose I sought inspiration, for I confess I find myself rather lost. My aim has suffered of late, such that my wayward arrows simply will not strike true. The timing could not be more unwelcome, as my skill with a bow is to be put on trial anon. Forgive me. I should not expect you to know of our ways. I speak of the trial of archery, a time-honored elven custom. Every elf undergoes this trial when they reach maturity. Till we succeed, we are not considered to have come of age. I had been training most diligently, yet my skills ne'er seemed to take shape. Indeed, I fear my aim has only worsened with each new failing. I grew so vexed with myself that I sought to learn a foreign form of archery rather than master my own people's. Thanks to you, I now have the means to do so, though I dare say I shan't make any headway on my own. Say, would you be willing to give me a demonstration? It might be just what I need to find my aim. Please, sir, you gifted me this bow. I only ask that you show me how to wield it. I understand. You have returned. Are you... I understand. You have returned. I understand.
I've all manner of arms for sale. Come, have yourself a look. Welcome to Beauty, and quality is what you need if you want to survive. So before you check... Price, just remember... Misers die early deaths. Many thanks. I appreciate the business. How might I be of service?
All these people tire me out.
This can't be how it ends. Welcome to Bjorn's, and quality is what you need if you want to... survive. So before you check the price, just remember, Miser looking for a craftsman. I'm a master of my trade. Hope to see you again.
I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to survive every battle by way of sound strategy and defensive tactics. We will find much better rest in an abode than out in the elements, methink. Is there aught this pawn might do for you? 'Tis the time of day when cities and towns hum with the rhythms of life.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate the coin or two to soak your throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close.
Shall we get some rest then?